Someone can hold the bottom a little bit taut, but the mayor will pull.
Yeah.
Jose, you want to help pull as well, Treasurer, Council General?
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All
All right.
right.
Anybody a Boy Scout here?
Gotta do it. Yeah.
Good job.
So good morning. Welcome to the annual raising of the Irish flag out in front of City Hall. My name is Sean Ellsburn. I am the Mayor's Chief of Staff, and it is my great honor to welcome you all today. So without further ado, let's kick this program off, not just with the Mayor, but more importantly today, the Grand Marshal of the 2019 St. Patrick's Day Parade, Mayor London Breed.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited and honored to be here to raise the flag on behalf of the Irish American citizens of the City and County of San Francisco. We celebrate our heritage only the way that San Francisco knows how to do. Fun, exciting. It is just really great to see all of you wearing your signature green today. And as we honor Ireland's National Day, St. Patrick's Day, we want to make sure that all the way in Ireland, Lord Mayor, that they know that we are going to challenge you to be the best celebration of a St. Patrick's Day anywhere. I know they say that we have the best and largest parade west of the Mississippi, but we're trying to have the best and the largest parade anywhere. But thank you. We have the Lord Mayor of Cork, who is here with us today, Mick Finn. Thank you so much for joining us. And also the Council General of Ireland. Thank you so much, Robert O'Driscoll, for being here. Liam Frost and Dermot Philpott, two incredible leaders with the United Irish Society. Thank you. Our elected family joining us today, our Treasurer, Jose Cisneros. Our City Attorney, who keeps everything running, Dennis Herrera. And our incredible members of the Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Catherine Stephanie, Supervisor Gordon Marr, and Supervisor Matt Haney. And thank you to those who are here from law enforcement, from the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department and the Fire Department, all including our Fire Chief, Joanne Hayes-White. The Irish community has really an incredible history, as we know, here in San Francisco, starting with our first mayor, John Gary, who served San Francisco proudly, along with others who continue to follow. And today, as we celebrate, we also pay homage to those who are no longer with us. I serve as the Grand Marshal for this incredible parade, which is an absolute joy and honor. But we also know that there are so many incredible leaders and members of our Irish community that are not with us today. I share this honor with them, and I know many of their family members are here as well. So I am looking forward here in San Francisco as we raise the flag, as we celebrate during our St. Patrick's Day, the Hibernia Newman Luncheon, and so many incredible traditions that honor the rich history of San Francisco and the people who helped to make so many incredible things possible. Including when I think about our Irish community, I think about how wonderful the water tastes in San Francisco because of Michael O'Shaughnessy, who was an engineering master in terms of what he was able to create with our Hetch Hetchy Dam. and so many other incredible leaders in our public sector and people who really helped to build San Francisco and make it the incredible city that we know it is today. And so I wanted to do something special to honor the Irish American community here in San Francisco, and also to just remember that so many of the folks that are here with us today, families have immigrated from Ireland, and our sister city, Cork, Ireland, which is an incredible sister city relationship, a relationship of respect, of friendship, of community, and so many other incredible things today. And so on behalf of the City and County of San Francisco, I'd like to present the Lord Mayor of Cork, Ireland, declaring the month of March Irish American Friendship and Heritage Day in the City and County of San Francisco. And I'm looking forward to my own visit to Cork fairly soon with a delegation of so many people. And also, I wanted to present for the work that Liam Frost does with the United Irish Society to continue to maintain and improve on this relationship. I wanted to present you with a certificate as well, Liam. And of course, we must honor our elders, the one who insist that we continue these incredible traditions and who continues to remind us of the past, where we came from, and how much work we have to do to ensure a better future for the next generation. Dermot Philpott. So again, thank you to all of our incredible leaders and community that's joining us here today. It's going to be a great time in San Francisco. The sun is out today, so enjoy this wonderful day. Today, we have performances, we have more speeches, and it's just a good time in San Francisco. Thank you for the incredible honor of not only serving as your mayor, but serving as this year's Grand Marshal for the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Grand Marshal. First up in our performances, we have Celtic Voices, who are led by Mary McKeever. If any of you are wondering, all the student body at St. Philip's were given the day off because Principal McKeever is here with us today. Mary, come on forward. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Celtic Voices. Next, we have some words from Ireland. We have our Consul General, Robert O'Driscoll. It's always a pleasure to be joined by Consul General O'Driscoll, but today it's a special honor. Consul General O'Driscoll became a father 8 days ago, and he's coming here to join us. Welcome, Consul General.
Good of Mila Margaret, Sean. I think on behalf of everyone, I say Fáilte Abhaile, Sean, or welcome home to San Francisco and City Hall. My name is Robert O'Driscoll, as I've just been introduced by Sean Elsburn, and it's my great honour to be here for this remarkable occasion, celebrating the Irish history here in this fair city. We've got a busy programme, so we've got three short things to say. Firstly, I want to say a huge congratulations to the United Irish Societies. This is the 168th year of this parade, one of the longest running parades, I think certainly the longest running parade anywhere west of the Mississippi. And every year it gets better and better. And what I love about this parade is the focus on the people of the community, about all those people who make the Irish in here such a special community. And that's encapsulated, I think, in the honorary Grand Marshals, and this year I think it's an incredible bunch of people who really have made such an enormous contribution, and it's important that they're remembered. And I want to really pay tribute to United Irish Societies and everything that they do on celebrating our heritage here, not just today, but also Father Peter York Day, and also my new favourite, Kay Kennedy Day, which we do throughout the year. So, Gurb Míle Agaibh, thank you very much, Liam, and for all your leadership. But the big job of the day of the parade is, of course, the Grand Marshal. And Mayor Breed, the theme this year could not be any more fitting. Women breaking barriers. And it's fitting for a couple of different reasons. But for me, it's fitting because in Ireland now, this year, we're celebrating 100 years of the first Irish woman to be an Irish minister, Constance Markievicz. And Constance Markievicz, absolutely, I think it's worthwhile, yeah. Right. And Constance Markievicz was part of this incredible revolutionary generation of women who broke barriers, whether it was Eva Gorbuth, Hannah-She Skeffington, Lady Gregory. Each one of them broke barriers in their own ways in what was a very male-dominated world, and really imagined an Ireland which is only coming into being today. And I think that not only were women breaking barriers in 1919 in Ireland, we also have a huge history of Irish and Irish-American women breaking barriers here in San Francisco. I'm thinking of Kay Kennedy, the person who brought equal pay for equal work into California. I'm thinking of Sister Mary Baptist Russell, who set up the very first Catholic hospital here in this city. I'm thinking of Mary Callinan, who's been recognised and did so much for this city in balancing the books. Right through to today, to Chief Hayes White, who unfortunately will be over the next couple of months. But also, when I look across our Irish organisations, I see that Irish women and Irish American women lead in our community. I'm thinking Celine Kennelly, I'm thinking Anne Carew, I'm thinking Mary Cassidy, Kate Gunning, Valerie McGrew, Denise Tormey, Joe Coffey, Josephine Brogan. The list can go on and on and on, not to forget, of course, the indomitable Kathleen Manning. Our women lead in San Francisco, and Mayor, that is the tradition in which you're being honoured with this prestigious award over the next couple of days. And thank you so much for accepting it and being part of our celebration. Gurb Míle Agaibh. So, when I think of St. Patrick's Day, I suppose from my perspective here, really it's about celebrating the Irish heritage of the city. And as Sean just mentioned, my wife Kiva gave birth to our baby boy about 8 days ago. His name is Cuan Raymond O'Driscoll. Now, those of you who don't know, Cuan means bay or harbour. And when we thought about naming him, I wanted to have something, because he's going to be a San Franciscan. No matter where he goes, he's going to be a San Franciscan. And I wanted to give him a name. I wanted to give him a name that resonated with the city and that he could carry through his whole life. But I've been thinking about what it's like to be an Irish and an Irish American here in San Francisco. And I'm thinking, our terms here are about 4 years. So in about 2 years, 2.5 years, we will leave. And about 10 years' time, I'm expecting my son to turn around to me and go, Robert, Dad, probably call me Dad. We could have a very formal household. It could be Mr. O'Driscoll, actually, now I think about it. But he'll say to me, Dad, where am I from? Where am I from? And I will say, son, you are from one of the greatest cities in the world. A city made great by Irish and Irish Americans who worked with all these other people to build this very, very special place. An Irish community that, as the mayor said, brought the water, that lined the streets, or designed the streets, that did so many, that protected those streets in times of difficulty, and have led this city in all walks of life. And I would say, son, you are damn lucky to be an Irish San Franciscan. Good evening, all. Thank you very much.
Next up, we have a performance. Our mayor, our Grand Marshal, is well known for being able to bring people together and also being able to see around corners. And she knew you don't just pick one school of dance from San Francisco, you better have both. So today we're going to start with the Murphy School of Dance.
I was 24 years old when I met the woman I would call my own. 22 grandkids now growing old, in the house that your brother bought you. On the summer day when I proposed, I made that wedding ring dentist gold. And I asked her father, but her daddy said no, you can't marry my daughter. She and I went on the run, don't care about religion. I'm gonna marry the woman I love, down by the Wexford border. She was Nancy Mulligan, I was William Sheeran. She took my name and then we were one, down by the Wexford border. Well, I met her at guys in the Second World War, and she was working on a soldier's ward. Never had I seen such beauty before, the moment that I saw her. Nancy was my yellow rose, and we got married wearing borrowed clothes. We got 8 children now growing old, 5 sons and 3 daughters. She and I went on the run, don't care about religion. I'm gonna marry the woman I love, down by the Wexford border. She was Nancy Mulligan, I was William Sheeran. She took my name and then we were one, down by the Wexford border. From a snow white streak and a jet black hair, over 60 years I've been loving her. Now we're sat by the fire in our old armchairs. You know, Nancy, I adore you. From a farmboy boy near Belfast town, I never worry about the king and crown, 'cause I found my heart up on the southern ground. There's no difference, I assure you. She and I went on the run, don't care about religion. I'm gonna marry the woman I love, down by the Wexford border. She was Nancy Mulligan, I was William Sheeran. She took my name and then we were one, down by the Wexford border.
Thank you, Murphy School of Dance. Before I bring up our next speaker, I want to do an introduction. Last weekend, our 2019 Rose of Tralee was announced. I'd like you all to say hello to Brooklyn Quinn. Okay, our next speaker from the United Irish Societies, our president, Mr. Liam Frost.
Thank you, Sean. I want to welcome everybody to the 168th St. Patrick's Day season. I like that the mayor referred to this March as being the Friendship Month, Irish Friendship. This is what the United Irish Societies has been pushing and working for, to make this a St. Patrick's Day season rather than just the St. Patrick's Day for the parade. As you know, we have the parade, and we also have the visits to the assisted living homes like the VA, the Veterans Administration, and St. Anne's. And last week, after our Grand Marshal dinner, our Grand Marshal went to both events, and we're very happy to have a Grand Marshal that is willing to go to all the events. I know it's an honor to be the Grand Marshal, but it's also work, and we appreciate the mayor taking her time to get there. Thank you, Mayor. And we also always thank the mayor for hosting this flag raising. So again, we're thanking the mayor for that. As well as her aides, Anthony Morin, and Mark Chandler, and then the United Irish Society's volunteer, Kevin Birmingham, for setting all this up. I want to thank all three of them. And then the after reception is being hosted by Supervisors Matt Haney and Supervisor Catherine Stephanie. So I want to thank them, as well as their staff of Adrian Roach, Bill Ring, and my good friend Marty Coyne. And she's already been mentioned, but putting on the parade is not an easy feat. Dealing with all the different groups that want to participate, with all the city agencies that are involved. Even though she couldn't be here because she had a death in the family and had to leave the city, I do want to thank Kathleen Manning and her family. And then Kathleen, like I said, to put on the parade, you're dealing with a lot of city agencies, and I do want to thank those agencies. Sometimes there could be some red tape involved, but it seems like every year people in the different organizations, different departments step up and make it a lot easier for us. So I'd like to thank the SFMTA and Ed Riskin and his staff, the Park and Rec, Phil Ginsburg and Stacy Catallo, Chief Joanne Hayes White and her staff, Chief Bill Scott and his staff at the traffic division, Northern and Central. Like I said, to be able to put this on for 168 years, about 168 years ago, a group of people like us got together in a room and decided they wanted to celebrate their Irish heritage. And we've been giving a gem that's been going on for 168 years. And I want to thank every one of you that gets involved by coming out to these events, as well as the other ones that go on during this season. I appreciate it, and I know that if we continue to do this, the little ones will be carrying our torch for another 168 years. Thank you. And I always put all over this, thank my wife. This is a very busy time of year for me, and I do have to thank my wife, and I just left for a couple of days to go skiing right in the middle of this and left my wife at home to handle the phone calls. So even though she's not here today, I would like a round of applause for my lovely wife, Mary. This is the season to be Irish, and I invite everybody to be Irish during this season as we celebrate women breaking barriers. Thank you. I'd like to call up Chris Del Carlo now, who's representing the board and the volunteers, the United Irish Societies. Most of them are over there in the corner. They're the ones that do all the work, all the different events, and I get to come up here and take all the applause, but they're the ones doing all the work. And Chris is going to present the mayor with a gift from us, and it's a frame that we're hoping to get a good picture while she's in the parade to be able to put in that parade. So thank you, Mayor. And now I'd like to invite the family of the Julia Fitzgerald up to accept a proclamation from the mayor. Next, I'd like to invite Seamus Canning up to accept on behalf of the McGinnis family a proclamation from the mayor. The McGinnis family did take time out to travel here to attend our Grand Marshal Parade, but they had to return home. So we have a good family friend, Seamus Canning, accepting on behalf of the McGinnis family. Next up, I'd like the Jordan family to come up. This is Jerry and Tim. We were neighbors growing up. I hung out with their older brother, John. But it's very nice to be able to come up here and honor Mr. Jordan, as he was known to me. Take care, Tim. I'd like to invite up my cousins, Michael and Joanna Crotty. They'll be accepting on behalf, and my second cousins, as they come up here. For my Uncle Barney, what a true hero he was in my life, for those of you that know the story. And it's very cool to be up here and to be able to honor my uncle, Barney Crotty. There was one more honorary Grand Marshal, but her family couldn't make it today. That's Mary Callanan. But we do want to give a round of applause to Mary. And again, I would like to close my remarks with thanking you all for coming out here. This has been going on for 168 years. I know John Moylan just celebrated his 90th birthday, so he's been out here for a few. And it's because men like him, people like you that come out here that will teach the little ones that community. It's all about community, whether it's the Irish community or inviting everybody else to come in here. And I know my good friend Susie Loftus agrees with me, and I'm happy to see her here. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
You know, I'm still holding Mary Callanan's certificate. If she were here, I think we all know what she would do right now. Rest assured, I will not do that. But you know what I think we should do? We've got the treasurer here. Jose Cisneros, why don't you take this certificate and display it down in the treasurer's office in honor of Mary.
We will proudly display Mary's certificate in the treasurer's office in her honor. Thank you, Sean. No, I'm not going to sing.
I think we all know that a big part of the United Irish Society is a big part of our community here in San Francisco that really is a foundation of the Irish community is the San Francisco Cork Sister City Committee. And that committee for years has been led by the former president of the United Irish Societies, Mr. Dermot Philpott. Dermot.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Lord Mayor Finn, elected representatives. I am the co-chair of the Cork San Francisco Sister City Committee, and my co-chair, Jim, is right over here, Jim Hurley, one of the best. We have here our executive committee as well, represented by the people who work extremely hard to keep the Cork Sister City going. It was established by Mayor Feinstein back in 1974, and since then we've had numerous trips of mayors, delegations, and school boards to Cork to celebrate the committee. I think that today being the International Women's Day, that it's only appropriate that the star of San Francisco, Mayor Breed, should be Grand Marshal of this year's parade, and we congratulate you and thank you. The Cork Sister City is one of the oldest established sister city relationships that San Francisco has, and through the years it has been very, very successful in getting the two communities together, swapping information on schools, homelessness, building, everything like that, and we will continue to do so, and I appreciate and thank you for the opportunity of promoting it. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Mr. President, I thought you were going to do this, so I'll do this. On behalf of Mr. Philpott, I would like to invite the Lord Mayor of Cork to come up and address the group.
Good Sean, Mayor Breed and your council officials and your fellow supervisors, Consul General Roberts, Deputy Consul Michael, members of my own delegation, Liam, Adrienne and Catherine, members of the San Francisco Cork Sister Cities Committee, obviously led by Dermot and Jim, President of the Allied Irish Society, or the United Irish Society. A few words of Oscuelga first, Dave Galair. Fáilte rómh don Searmanas bliain túil seo chun an brat éarnach a chur ar aghaidh. Buíochas as an obair úntach atá a dhéanamh a gcuibh ar son ar tír agus ar son ar cathair. So I'd just like to, on behalf of the people of Cork and indeed and the people of Ireland, to thank you all for the great work that you're doing in keeping the Irish legacy alive here in America. It's been we've received a fantastic welcome from the mayor and from her officials and from everybody that we've engaged with here, and it really is we're really privileged to be able to say that we're spending time here, and we can guarantee that the efforts in San Francisco will be promoted in Cork. And you know, I suppose places like New York and Chicago get a lot of press in Ireland, but I've been hugely impressed by the depth of Irishness here in the city. That's something that has been going on for generations, and I think you all deserve great recognition for what you're doing, and we say we to see the younger generation here as well. It's fantastic to see the tradition of Irish dancing being maintained, and I think that the future is very safe for the Irish community here in San Francisco. I was going to say that most nationalities have a national day of celebration. I was going to say we have a week, but no, we have a month, as announced by the mayor. So that's great news to bring back to Ireland. Because as we know, Ireland is a small country, but it has made a huge impression worldwide, and I think events like St. Patrick's Day help to keep that message and that that deep-rootedness alive. We look no further than San Francisco, has been mentioned earlier, for evidence of that enduring relationship, and we look at Michael Shaughnessy, or Shaughnessy as he's called here, who hailed from Cork, and I think his pioneering work here in San Francisco, among others, is something worth celebrating and worth commemorating. The enduring bonds between Ireland, Australia, between Cork and San Francisco has survived famine, has survived fire and floods, and survived earthquakes. And that is principally due, I think, to the resilience of the people of Ireland and the resilience of the people here in San Francisco. And again, that's something we mark and we commemorate as we approach our St. Patrick's Day celebrations. We all stand on the shoulders of giants, myself included. I follow in a tradition of Lord Mayors. This chain, as I was explaining to people, is 232 years old. A number of Lord Mayors down through the years died while in office and wearing this chain. And I know we think about people like Mayor Ed Lee, who was mayor here and was a great friend to Cork. I've met him on numerous occasions when he travelled to Cork. So we all stand on the shoulders of greatness. I think it's important to remember the people that came before us. And it was great to meet Mayor Breed yesterday, and I think she's doing a fantastic job. We look forward to seeing her roll out her vision for San Francisco in the years ahead. We wish her all the best of luck in November, but I think it's in very safe hands, and that legacy and that tradition is going to be carried on by the Mayor and her team, and I'd like to wish you all the best for that. And just finally, which is a word that most people like to hear politicians uttering, we thank you as a city for your efforts and plans to mark the great Irish famine and the history of emigration from Ireland to America. We wouldn't be standing here but for that, and I think it's those plans are great, and we look forward to seeing them rolled out. Our ancestors came from sea to shining sea as well. They had great ambition, and they came in at times, very difficult times, in very difficult circumstances. And I think it's really important to remember those people who came before us and the roots that they planted here, which are obviously flowering and going so strong. I wish you all a happy and fun-filled St. Patrick's Day, and as they say in Irish, Ní neart go cur le chéile, united we stand. So, Gurv Míle Maithagwaith.
Lord Mayor, thank you for being here. He snuck in after we started. I'd like to recognize Supervisor Asha Safai. Supervisor Safai was a little bit late because he's working on a budget proposal. He wants all 11 supervisors to be given a chain like the Lord Mayor. So now, as I said, you can't have one Irish dance company without the other. We are now going to be joined by the Whelan Irish Dance Company. But let me just say to the, well, I was going to say older, but those of you who might remember, I wish the Ann Healy Dance Company was here, right? Yes, that's what I thought. But here, come on, the Whelan Dance Company, please. Thank you, thank you. I'd like to invite a representative from the Murphy Dance School, the Whelan Dance School, Miss McKeever from Celtic Voices, and someone if the Irish Pipers are still here, someone from that group, the mayor has a certificate of honor for you. Murphys, Whelans, Mary, Irish Pipers, come on down. And Mr. O'Driscoll, why don't we give you the Irish Pipers certificate? I don't see them here. Why don't you take it? Okay, everyone, thank you so very, very much for coming. This does conclude our program. Oh, go ahead, Mary.
So I wanted to, again, thank each and every one of you for being here, the amazing performers, the dignitaries, the community, and in honor of American Heritage Friendship Month in the city and county of San Francisco, we are going to light City Hall green tonight. Oh, what the hell? We're going to light City Hall green next weekend, too. Thank you all so much for being here. Enjoy the food, enjoy the drinks. Have a good time here today. Thank you again for coming.